Oh, hey everybody, welcome on this Friday. I got a really funny, hilarious story to tell you about. You're not going to believe it. But today, and it goes along with the theme of how many times do you need to repeat a lesson before you learn it? How many times? This is a $100 bill. This is a piece of a $100 bill. Because the other piece of this $100 bill is in my dog's belly. That's not the only piece of a $100 bill. There's this piece of a $100 bill. There's this piece of a $100 bill. And it goes on and on and on. Because I had a bunch of money. I was going to take it to the bank to deposit it to pay a bill that might be due in November, if you know what those bills are. And I left the envelope right here, right on my microphone stand. And yeah. But how many times do I need to learn this lesson? See, in the past, I had left my wallet on my coffee table. And she chewed that up. So I learned I can't ever leave my wallet or anything on the coffee table. But I left it here, right here by my microphone. This table is actually counter height. This desk is actually counter height. It's a tall desk. But I guess that's the deal. We just keep having to repeat these lessons until we learn them, right? And that's where it gets to the big story, the idea I want to talk about today, and that's what I call the news loop fallacy. That's why do we keep going back to the same news sources that lie to us every single day? So that is that's the idea we're going to talk about that, and so I don't know. Let's just get into it. All right, folks, a couple of people that are watching now, and anybody that's tuning in later, you're part of the dozen people that get to take part in this awesomeness here. Anyway, hope your Friday's going better than mine. Anyway, let's talk about something I'm calling the news loop fallacy. Yeah. Sounds fancy, right? It's what happens when we watch corporate media lie to us every day. We see it happening. We know it. We call it out. And then we keep watching it anyway. It's like the media is gaslighting us and we're thanking them for the experience. Think about it. Every night, we're out here calling CNN, Fox, MSNBC, the corporate media. They're literally the fast food of journalism. It's probably terrible for you. It's just so damn convenient. Yeah. We know it's all a bunch of process bias with a big dollop of sensationalism, but it's right there in our hands. So we sit down, we tune in, and we act surprised when they feed us another big whopper of the day. Let's not pretend we don't know they're biased. We all have that one friend who's convinced his favorite news network is the only one telling it like it is. It's like arguing with a guy who thinks he's in shape because he drinks diet soda with his cheeseburger. I only watch the honest news. Thank you very much. Buddy, you're not watching the news. You're on a treadmill going nowhere, watching a loop of people who think just like you. See, the news loop fallacy is like the Gell-Mann amnesia effect. Have you heard of this? That's when you read about a subject you actually know something about, and you see they got it totally wrong. And you think, wow, these guys are clueless. And then you flip the page and go to the next story and think, that's an interesting point. Like, wait, you just saw they're clueless. But this is somehow even worse because it's not just one story wrong. No, we're out here watching a whole network get it wrong on the regular, and we still tune in tomorrow. Bowl of popcorn ready, like we're expecting the truth to finally make a guest appearance. It's like a bad relationship, people. You're dating You know, when you're dating someone, they lie to you once, red flag, lie to you twice, second red flag, lie to you for a whole season, and suddenly you're shopping for wedding rings. You keep thinking, oh, maybe this time they've changed. No, they're the same. They just keep getting paid to lie to you on schedule. So why do we keep doing it? Well, I'll tell you, convenience. Yeah, look, I'm just as lazy as you, right? You open your phone and you think, I don't want to go looking for independent journalism. I just scroll over this nice big corporate media channel with all the lights and graphics and 10 different segments every hour. It's like going back to your ex's house because they got the best snacks. But here's the thing, folks, those snacks are laced. They're habit forming. You watch enough of this stuff, and before you know it, you're hooked on the 24-hour drama. You're addicted to the outrage, and it is addictive. These channels know it. The media's got us hooked. It's like caffeine on tap. We're all jittery news junkies. Here's my favorite part of the news loop fallacy, though. We've all convinced ourselves that we're too smart to fall for propaganda, right? No, I would never fall for that. Yeah, except we're doing it every single day. They keep calling, we keep picking up. But how do we break out? Well, first off, diversify. Read some sources you don't agree with. Don't panic. Your head's not going to explode. Don't just trust because they got a fancy studio and an anchor with perfect hair. I mean, come on. These guys aren't even journalists half the time. They're just reality TV stars with an opinion and a teleprompter. Folks, let's get real. Break the loop. Turn off the reruns. Stop letting corporate media put your brain on repeat. Because at this point, it's not a news loop we're stuck in. And it's an addiction to a 24-hour news fix. And if we want things to change, maybe we need to start by asking, why am I still tuning in to be lied to? My name's Tom Coffey. This is the Coffey Nuance Show, the most ignored, censored commentary and news show live right now. Flame on. Wow. Anyway, thanks for joining me today. This is probably going to be a quick show. I don't know. I had a bad morning. I think I may have told you at the beginning, but if you tuned in late, I have lots of little souvenirs from a large stack of money I had to go make a deposit today. They all had the the little blue stripe in the middle eaten out of them. I don't want. I got a whole envelope of that. I want to cry. My dog got up in my studio onto my, I had a envelope with money to go to the bank today, so I left it on my microphone stand. So I'd take it after I broadcast today, take it and drop it off at the bank. Well, guess I don't need to do that anymore. It's just been eaten. So yeah, I think officially I have lost more money doing this show than I've made in 7 years. So yeah. But why do we keep repeating the same mistakes? Why do we keep repeating the same mistakes? Why do we keep listening to the corporate news when they lie to us every single day, all day long? Calling that the news loop fallacy. Okay. So the news loop fallacy describes, and I had a different video that I was planning on doing today, but when I got up this morning and I saw what happened, I had to rethink what I'm talking about. Anyway, so this news loop fallacy, it describes the cognitive phenomenon when individuals, that's you, repeatedly tune into corporate media for news and information despite being aware of its history of misrepresentation or bias. Okay. Now, why do we do this? Well, this behavior is driven by familiarity, convenience, societal conditioning, leading to people to continuously rely on sources they recognize as unreliable. That's the thing, is we know this is unreliable, and that's all we can go to. This cycle, this loop, it reflects a form of selective skepticism where past distrust is momentarily disregarded in favor of this habit of having default trust, creating a loop of reliance on media that's known for distortion. Now, I mean, it's literally all day long, every day, and it's especially evident in this election cycle. You know, the latest one is that Trump made a comment about Liz Cheney. All the media is saying is Trump was calling for her execution. Oh, yeah. All the corporate media is saying the exact same thing. Trump's calling for Liz Cheney's execution. And then you watch the clip, and essentially what he was saying is, hey, these war hawks, these people that want to send our army, our armed forces to war across the world, they wouldn't do very well if the guns were pointed at them. You know, they're in their ivory tower. They're sending other people's kids off to die. That's what he was saying. But somehow, no, he's calling for her execution. It's nonsense. But it's not just this one time. It's every time. It's all day long. And yet, somehow, that's what we're talking about. We're talking about the media and how the media represents these stories. I don't even know what to do about it. I don't know what to do about it because they lie all day long. I was thinking, you know, a question might be, how many lies do you need to hear from a source before when you tune them out? And please let me know in the comments, because I think what I will do, if it's 10, we can do 10. If it's 20, we could probably do 20. If it's 100, that's getting a bit excessive, right? Do you need to hear 100 times NBC News lying to you before you go, you know what, maybe I don't trust NBC News anymore? 100 is probably a bit excessive because you're not going to read the 100 lies. But I will do that. I will come up with a list for whatever number that we think is a good number for all of these corporate media. But then the question is, well, then where the hell do you get your news? I don't know. That's the problem, right? That's the problem. You got to have some people that you trust to tell you what's going on. And basically, there's not a whole lot of people I trust. And even if I trust them, there's certain topics I can't trust them on, right? Those would be their sacred cows of certainty, right? There's certain topics that when it comes up, you know, you probably shouldn't listen to that one person. But yeah, I don't even know. I haven't looked at the news in the last hour. Let me see if I can pull it up in the last hour. Let's see. What's the latest? It looks like it's the Liz Cheney that the Harris campaign is twisting Trump's comment on Liz Cheney. Okay, that's it. J-Lo smears Trump as America's biggest adversary. We'll have to see if that's true or not. So anyway, it's literally all day long, 24 hours a day. There's new lies. And I cannot think of a single corporate news outlet that I believe. And that makes it hard to know what's going on. But that's what I'm calling this, the news loop fallacy. I'm done with it. But I don't even know where to go. I do like that there's X. I like that there's Rumble. I like that there's other sources that we can go and check out some alternate points of view, but I don't know that they're better. I don't. Yeah. So yeah. Anyway, um, Joe says 100 is fine. I'd rather make that distinction on what percentage multiplied by. So yeah. And the thing is, like these lies, it's like, oh, well, that lie's not that important. Oh, that lie's not that important. No. If someone's constantly lying, you can't believe them for anything. You can't. I can't. I can't. I can't do it anymore. I feel like I'm at my wit's end. But yeah, stick around for the after show. I'll go through all your comments and tell you about what I'm doing. But I'm kind of at the end of my rope today. But let me know what you think about the news loop fallacy. Stick around for the after show. And if not, I'll see you on Monday. On Monday, I will have my prediction for this election. Peace. Don't know why X started playing. That's weird. Okay, got that back. Okay. Oh man. What's up, John? 68% of people on the planet are words. So some people more than others, significantly so. I agree. A dozen people, heck yeah. What an elite position to be in. Yes, you're part of the elite. By joining me live, Shocked Pikachu would be a great thumbnail for this segment. Okay, Shocked Pikachu. I actually don't know what that looks like. I think that's a Pokemon, right? But it's a little after my time. You know, when you're dating someone, and bold of you to assume women even talk to me. Okay. I get it. I get it, John. I get it, John. 100%. Fighting inflation one envelope at a time. That's true. You know, you burn your money, dog eats your money. All of a sudden, everyone's money is worth just a little bit more. Apparently, the chat is not working on Rumble, according to Old Toby Music. Well, that's a drag. That is a drag. We're trying to get every day it's something, right? But I believe, you know, now I got the comments on the screen, so at least that's a fix. Every day I get one fix, and then every day I have one more issue. Keep the bills you have for what remains. Yeah, I'm not gonna. Of course, I'm gonna keep them. Submit a claim to the U.S. Bureau of Engraving and Printing. They might be able to help. Well, they're perhaps. Perhaps I will go through the process to see if I can get anything out of these bills. Kind of guess I won't, since most of them are less than half. They're just kind of like eating in the middle to get that stripe. 100 is fine. I'd rather make that distinction on what percentage multiplied by severity. I don't give a F. If the lie is non-consequential, on the other hand, a 100 Biden laptop lie is worth far more. That's true. That's true. Sorry to hear you're not doing well, Tom. Look, I have a blessed life. And if the biggest problem I have this year is that my dog ate my property tax, life's pretty good. You know, health is good. You know, um, yeah. I mean, it all needs to be put in perspective. I could be one of these dummies that believes corporate news. I wouldn't trade my life, for a white dude for Harris. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't trade places. So, sometimes we just need a little perspective. We need to reframe things. Um, life's actually pretty good. So I don't want to seem like I'm complaining. Yeah, and it all is, we put everything in perspective. Everyone has problems, right? You could be the rich guy whose gardener broke the gate to the pool, and now you can't let your prized dogs out in the backyard because they might get in the pool, right? We all got problems. Right? Some of them are bigger than others, you know. Recently, someone died in front of, essentially in front of my house. Um, so they were hit by a car, um, and they're dead. So putting it in perspective, uh, I'm okay with the dog eating, the dog eating my money. Uh, and we just need to remind ourselves of that sometimes. Um, can't believe any poll numbers then, as they are all varying grades of wrong, but they can still provide directional information. That's true. That's true. You've seen the shocked Pikachu meme. You know what? I don't know. Let me just type this in. Shocked Pikachu meme. Okay. So, okay. I get it. Yeah. Shocked Pikachu. I have seen that before, although I'm not super familiar with Pokemon stuff. Yeah. Yeah. Wow. Wow. So anyway, I got to figure out how I can make some money. And obviously it's not doing what I'm doing right now because this ain't doing jack. So, and I've talked about it several times, and it's the same thing. I'm in this news loop fallacy, but there's also this fallacy. If you keep doing what if you always do what you always did, you'll always get what you always get what you always got, right? Whatever. You know that annoying saying. um, so I got to figure some stuff out, and I definitely think I'm gonna start some different channels that because damn it, I deserve more than a dozen people watching me live. Yeah. Uh, Joe says, I wonder what it would be like living in the shoes of a white dude for Harris. Probably more bearable than you think because they have no shame. Uh, you know, it's interesting. I live in Portland, Oregon, and I want to leave. I want to leave. There's some reasons that I'm staying here in Oregon. Um, but I really want to leave. And it is very odd because nearly everyone I know here in town are brainwashed Harris supporters. And I guess it's part of just living in essentially, I don't know if it's the most liberal city in America, but it pretty much is. I mean, perhaps San Francisco, I'm not sure. Um, mm, yeah. But I do remember like back in the day when John Kerry ran against, he ran against Bush? W. Bush? Or no, it was against Obama? No. What am I saying? When John Kerry ran against George W. Bush the second time, I was a big dumb liberal then, who bought into all of everything I was told. And I remember Portland went, I think, about 86% for Kerry. So that's that gives you any indication of where I'm living. But I still wouldn't trade places. I'm so glad that I've woken up and I recognize what's happening in the world. So it's okay. Yeah. But I can't wait to get out of here. But I do feel positive and optimistic about Tuesday and next week. I have seen that downtown Portland, they're already putting up all of the plywood over all of the windows of banks and businesses. The entire downtown is being boarded up because we kind of know what's going to happen. And we know that that's going to happen based on the results of the election. So I'm glad I don't live downtown. I'm glad I'm out in the suburbs. Yeah. Anyway, that's all I have. What do you think about the news loop fallacy? You don't even have to tell me, but I want you to think about it over the weekend. Think about how many times do I need to hear this from a source, and I still pay attention to them. I don't even know what to do about it. I don't know how to, I don't even know what to do about it. But that's what I'm sharing with you today. I hope you all have an awesome weekend. I will be back on Monday. Just as a reminder, I do have a walking channel, and I will be posting another walking video over there. It's called The Walk Not Taken. And it gets a lot more views than this channel. It's crazy. Anyway, hope you guys have an awesome weekend. Until then, peace.